tickets so that we'll know how many that's coming so we can prepare the food for them. So see me for tickets, invite all your friends, all your lady friends, invite them. We have a great time. Thank you.
Also, too, if you are in the older youth class, not older youth class, the college age class, and you've already met with me about going to the Poland trip, if you're a rising senior and older in the college class, see me after service. I have your letters and things too. There's a couple things we need to go over. I know Julie and give you in the nursery have already told them too, so just see me for a few minutes. I have your letters. We need to go over those so we can make copies of those. And lastly too, Caitlin in the back, wave your hand. Wave your hand, Caitlin. For those that don't know you, they should do. Wave it up real high. Okay. Caitlin lost her grandmother this week, and so if you would, remember her in prayer, if you would. But also this evening, that her name is Ms. Gar Stormer, and this evening that from 6 to 8 will be viewing in Tarboro too. I hope that you would go and support them. I hope you love on her this morning, and most of all, be in prayer for their family also. It was her mother, Jenny's mother, and so her mother, Jenny, sat with her mother. That was what she actually did for her job too. So it's going to take a huge toll, and it already has on their family. So please be in prayer for that family if you would too. Caitlin has always been faithful ever since the day when she started coming to our church, and her dad works for the town of Sharpsburg too, and so you may have seen him if something happened at your house too. So please keep that family in your prayers too. But the visitation will be from 6 to 8 tonight too. God bless you all.
Good morning, guys. Go ahead and stand with us this morning as we prepare to worship. We just want to thank you, Jesus. We thank you, Jesus, for all you have done. We just want to praise you, Jesus. We praise you for every blessing still to come. We just want for every blessing still to come. We just wanna thank you, Jesus. We thank you, Jesus, for all you have done. We just wanna praise you, Jesus. We praise you for every blessing still to come. We just wanna thank you, yes we do. We just wanna thank you, oh God. We just wanna thank you, Lord. We just wanna thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. Come on, let's sing forever you're good. Forever you're good. Forever you're good. Forever you're good to us, it's you. Forever your love is always enough for us. Come on, anybody believe that? Come on. Forever you're good, forever you're good, forever you're good to us, Lord. Forever your love is always enough for us. We just wanna thank you, Jesus. We thank you, Jesus, for all you have done. We just wanna praise you, Jesus. We praise you for every blessing still to come. We just wanna thank you, Jesus. We thank you, Jesus, for all you have done. We just wanna praise you, Jesus. We praise you for every blessing still to come. We just wanna thank you, Lord. We just wanna thank you, God.
Amen. God is good. All the time. If you're visiting with us for the first time, if you would just put your hand up. We're not going to embarrass you, I promise. We're not going to embarrass you. You can just raise your hand right up right here. We got two guys right here. We got two right here. And we just got something for you. We want to bless you and thank you for being here with us this morning. And give our visitors a hand this morning. Thank you for being here. We're thankful you're here. We hope that God richly blesses you. We hope you came this morning to hear that He will speak, I promise. And that said, this morning, I just want to, every time these guys, I think about even Matthew. When Matthew was leading the worship team, I remember him asking, and at Christmas time, he wouldn't ask for things like that was for him. He would ask for things that were for to deliver music, like keyboards and all these things and all too. And then I got to experience it firsthand as this year was set. And so I went up yesterday, and I think it was yesterday, and I just laid across the bed and just watched him making the tracks. And I was like, man, I said, what are you doing? And he's going on the computer and he's recording the tracks, and he's recording drum tracks, and he goes in back in there and does it again and again and again and again. And I'm thankful for that. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Shannon. I know that you had to get to singing, but the musical part, as far as playing goes, you guys have always asked for things, and you could have asked for everything else under the sun. But thank y'all for asking for things to serve the Lord. And I know that you got that keyboard for Christmas one year, and then turned around and said, I asked him a year or two later, hey, tell me which one you got. Because that's what Seth wanted to. So thank y'all for what you do. I appreciate it. I think they're unmatched. I don't know about you, but I think we got the best worship team in the world. Amen? So I wouldn't want any other. So thank them this morning. Any birthdays or anniversaries this week? Kathy turned 27. 32. That's it. 32. Actually. No other birthdays or anniversaries? Well, you can thank the Lord you didn't get older this week. So if you would just, if the ushers come forth at this time, we'll take up his tithes and our offerings. So, this morning, as they go into worship time, again, that song, the second song they're going to do today, was shared with me, Jimmy Best's grandson, Michael and Lisa's son, actually shared a video of me, a young man from North Carolina, and he was giving his testimony in New York. And as I heard the testimony, what he said got to me, but the song we played afterwards, I'd never heard it before in my life, and I thought, man. And so I just want you to tell you this morning, all the songs that we do today should set up hopefully for the Holy Spirit to move in your life, and you should want to hear from God this morning. But how many of you ever felt like that you're in like the biggest battle of your life? You're surrounded, the enemy surrounds you like crazy. You ever felt like that? You ever felt like that? I'm not the only one. Yeah, don't be afraid to raise your hand. Where you feel like you're completely surrounded by the enemy. This song says that they're going to do second. It says, when I felt like I was surrounded, and I'm paraphrasing the song, but what it says to me is that when I felt like I was surrounded by the enemy, I was really surrounded by you. And I was like, man, that's the truth. How many of us have felt like we had to fight our own battles? We had to fight the battle. I felt like that many times. We don't fight our battles. We don't fight our battles. He fights our battles. And one of the things the last young man said when he walked off after he gave his testimony, he said, "This is how I fight my battles." And then all of a sudden they went into this song, and I was like, man. And so I've been asking Seth for months and months and months and months and months and months and months to do it. I think Matthew passed that trait to him. That, you know, you can ask Matthew to do a song and he didn't do it. And he passed that on to Seth, so it must be some worship leaders. So, but just think about that this morning, honestly. But all the songs are great. Just think about that when they get that second song this morning. It's pretty repetitive and things too, so you'll catch on to it really easy. But just remember one thing: that when you may feel like you're surrounded by the enemy, you're not. You're not. You're surrounded by the Holy Spirit, and He's fighting the battles for you. And let me remind you of one thing: He's already won it. Amen. Let's pray this morning. Heavenly Father, as you stand to your feet, stand to your feet this morning as we pray. Heavenly Father, we love you today. We thank you, God, for your grace and mercy in our lives. Lord, I thank you so much for your Holy Ghost presence already in this place this morning. Lord, as we sung praises to you, to thank you, God. Thank you for that song, Lord, that you penned down through Matthew, Lord. And Lord, to remind us, Lord, that we do need to thank you and praise you at all times, through all things, and in all situations, Lord. We thank you, God, that you're powerful, and that you're all powerful, and that you're all knowing. And God, we thank you that you're all present too. And God, I pray in the mighty name of Jesus Christ that you would speak and that you would work in our lives today. And that our lives, God, would be forever changed when we leave this place today. God, it wouldn't be just an encounter, Lord, with people. And God, we would have an encounter with you this morning. Fill our hearts and our minds with you and only you. Remove any hindrance, God, in our minds or in this place today that would have any strongholds at all whatsoever from us hearing directly from you. Speak, Father, and let your children hear and be obedient to listen. In Jesus' name we pray.
World
This is how have to be prepared. We have to be prepared for battle. So let's go ahead and sing that.
There's a table that you prepared for me in the presence of my enemies. It's your body, your blood is shed for me. This is how I fight my battles. I believe you overcome, and I will lift my song of praise for all you've done. This is how I fight my battles. This is how I fight my battles. This is how I fight my battles. This is how. This is how I fight my battles. This is how I fight my battles. This is how I fight my battles. This is how. In the body, I know the enemy. Surely your goodness and your mercy follow me. So my weapons are praise and thanksgiving. This is how I fight my battles. And I believe you overcome, and I will lift my song of praise for all you've done. This is how I fight my battles. This is how I fight my battles. This is how I fight my battles. This is how. This is how I fight my battles. This is how I fight my battles. This is how I fight my battles. This is how. It may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded by you. It may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded by you. Yeah, it may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded by you. It may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded by you. This is how I fight my battles. This is how I fight my battles. This is how I fight my battles. This is how. This is how I fight my battles. This is how I fight my battles. This is how.
Amen. All right, I'm trying new technology today. I've never used this thing before, and I have ADD. So we may double points, and we may not. So we'll see where we end up at. But the enemy, I will tell you, he has put this cold upon me. The Lord said, "This is who you need to speak." And what did he do? The enemy gave me a cold. So, but that's okay, because my God is more stronger, he's more powerful, and he's going to take me through this right here. So if you turn your Bibles to Exodus 17, 8 through 13. We'll read, let's start with verse 8. While the people of Israel was still in Rephidim, the warriors of Amalek attacked them. Moses commanded Joshua, "Choose some men to go out and fight the army of Amalek for us. Tomorrow I will stand at the top of the hill, holding the staff of God in my hand. So Joshua did what Moses had commanded, and fought the army of Amalek. Meanwhile, Moses, Aaron, and Hur climbed to the top of the nearby hill. As long as Moses held up the staff in his hand, the Israelites had the advantage. But whenever he dropped his hand, the Amalekites gained the advantage. Moses' arms soon became so tired he could no longer hold them up. So Aaron and Hur found a stone for him to sit on. Then they stood on each side of Moses, holding up his hands, so his hands held steady until sunset. As a result, Joshua overwhelmed the army of Amalek in battle. So it's a word of prayer. God, we thank you for your many blessings. We thank you, God, for being such a good father. We thank you for walking with us through the battles that we go through, Lord. And God, I'm asking right now that you will remove me. And Lord, that your words will just speak. God, because it's your words that pierce the heart of people. God, I can stand up here and say whatever, Lord, but it has to be you saying it, Lord. So I'm asking right now that you will remove me and you'll have me behind your cross, Lord. And that you'll speak your words, Lord, that you would have your people to hear today. So that for 2019, God, that we can be prepared, Lord. That no matter what comes our way, we still have a firm foundation in you. God, thank you for being with your children. Thank you for not being far away, Lord. You walk with us daily, Lord. We just have to acknowledge that you're here. God, I thank you for everything. I thank you for what you're going to do in this service today. We praise your name for all things. In your name I pray. Amen. So let me give you just a little bit of history right here, okay? The Israelites, as we're studying in Sunday school, in Sunday school we learned that they're getting ready to leave Egypt, okay? But today what happened, they've already left Egypt, they crossed the Red Sea, Pharaoh's army came after them, everyone that came after the Israelites were destroyed. So now they're at Rephidim, and it's not like just a few people, it's a lot of people. So we have Moses in front, we have all the people in the back. And the enemy attacked. The Amalekites attacked them from the back. When they were tired, when they were weary, and they were not prepared. And if you think about it, that's how the enemy attacks. He attacks when we are tired, when we're weary, when we're not prepared. So the Israelites weren't ready for the attack that came from behind them. The last time I spoke, I was speaking here, Todd and all the deacons were on a retreat. And we had a great service. There were people saved here. They had a great time. They saw the vision that that God had for our church. And so we were on a high. And when he got home, we were not ready for the battle that we were getting ready to face. The enemy snuck in. We weren't ready for the attacks that he was going to put upon us that day. And we look at Jesus' life. Anytime that there was a miracle performed, what did Jesus do? He went back to prayer. He went back to pray. So anytime that we're on the mountain or we have a good time, we need to go back to pray, just like Jesus did. So how do we fight this battle against the enemy? Because it is against the enemy. That's what we're fighting, is a battle against the enemy. Number one, we must be obedient. Moses commanded Joshua to choose some men to go and fight. Choose some men to go and fight. Are we going to be obedient? Are we going to be obedient in going? Are we going to be obedient in what God tells us to do in 2019? That's how we're going to fight our battle. We're going to be obedient in going. But not only be obedient in going, we're going to be obedient in fighting. See, what happens is the enemy gets in there, you look at it. He's in our home. Anytime he puts husband and wife against each other, he's in our schools. Look what he's doing to our schools and to our children. He's not only there, but he brings that little bit of discouragement. And he tries to affect the church. He does. He wants to destroy this church. He has a target. We have a target on our back. The enemy wants to destroy this church. And any kind of discouragement that could be out there, he will use it against us. When he tries to play on your mind, I'll give you an example. When is the greatest argument in the world that you ever had? If you go to church on Sunday mornings, when is it? On the way there. Okay? That is the greatest argument you have. You will fight with your spouse. You will fight with your children. You will be snatching them out of the bed. You will be yelling. And when you finally get in that car, you don't want to talk to anybody. When you come to church, you don't want to talk to anybody. And so, hey, Todd comes up to me. Okay, we're not married today. All right, just for a second. Just for a second. He comes up to me and he says, hey, Crystal, how are you? Well, I don't hear him around my left ear. And so I don't acknowledge him. So what does Todd immediately think? She's mad at me. So what does Todd do? He goes home. He tells, well, I'll use him. I was going to say he tells his wife. But she tells Nick. she tells Nick, you know what? I spoke to Crystal today, and Crystal really needs to speak to me. Can you believe that? Well, Nick says, well, you know what? I spoke to her too, and she had a little bit of attitude. And you see how easy it is? How the enemy just takes something so simple, and the whole time, I didn't even hear Kim say anything to me. But that's what the enemy does. He plays with your mind. He gets in your mind, and he tries to start things. He tries to get you discouraged. The thing is, 1 Peter 5:8 says, stay alert. Watch out for your great enemy, the devil. It doesn't say the great enemy, the people, or this person, or that person. It says the great enemy, the devil. It says he prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. He's looking for you at your weakest moment, when you're tired, when you're sad, when you're hurting, when you're stressed. Can somebody define devour for me? Does anybody know the definition of that? Gobble gobble. That's right. He wants to eat you up quickly, consume you, destroy you. So are we willing to go? Are we willing to go out to the community and show the love of Christ when God tells us to help us fight that battle? Are we willing to fight when the enemy attacks your mind? When he tells you things that is not even true? Are we really ready to bring it back to reality and say, you know what, enemy, that's a lie. You're nothing but a liar. That's what you are. The next way to fight our battle is to be obedient and standing. Moses said, tomorrow while you are fighting, I will go and stand at the top of the hill. Moses was willing to stand for the people and stand against the enemy. 1 Peter 5:9 says, stand firm against him. Stand firm against the enemy. He wants to overtake you. So we need Christians. We need us to dig our feet in and say, you know what? And we'll fight this battle. We can't do it on our own. We need the Lord's help. We cannot. But we need to be willing to stand and fight the battle against the enemy. The next way we're going to fight the battle is to be obedient in prayer and faith. Moses said he would stand at the top of the hill holding the staff of God. Now, Moses in Exodus used the staff of God many times to show how powerful God was. He said, I will stand at the top of the hill holding the staff of God in my hand. Can you see Moses now? He climbed up that hill and he stood there, right there, saying, God, this is not my battle, this is yours. But I'm going to stand right here. And he was praying for those people. He was praying as the battle went on. The rest of 1 Peter 5:9 says, stand firm against the enemy and be strong in your faith. Guys, we got to be strong in our faith. We got to know what we believe. We got to know that the attacks are not against people. We got to know that the attacks are against the enemy. We got to know that God is on our side, that he fights for us. We're not fighting against each other. We're fighting against the enemy. We got to know that God is right there with us and he is fighting for us. As Moses was holding up the staff, he was praying. I believe he was praying. Why else would he be there? But God, can you imagine this man of faith standing there and said, God, this battle is going on around me. But I need you to take it. I need you to take control of it. Give these people strength. Give these people the ability to fight. And the thing is, we have to believe that God is going to take care of us. One of my lowest moments of 2018, of course, I told you when I lost my dad. And that was hard. But after I lost my dad, the biggest battle started. Because the enemy kept feeding my mind. God doesn't love me. Because I prayed in faith that God would heal my dad. And do I believe God could? Yes. But it wasn't his will. It was will to heal him in heaven. But the enemy told me, God doesn't love you. He doesn't care about you. He's not there with you. So I went really, really, really low. And I would sit on my bed when I could do nothing else. I didn't even know how, all I could do was cry. But my prayer was, help, Lord. Help, Lord. Because God knew how to help me. He knew how to pick me up and bring me out of that struggle. He knew it. So I just said, help, Lord. Help. Help. And I'm going to tell you something. God did help me. Do I struggle with it? Oh my gosh, I miss my daddy so much. Miss his hugs and I just miss him. You know, to watch my mom, the pain that she's going through, we're missing so much. But God picked me up and He helped me. He loved on me. I felt His presence like I had never felt His presence before. And that's the thing, when we call on our God, He's going to be there. He's going to help us. So we need to be obedient in prayer and faith and ask God to help us through this battle that we're going to face or that we're facing now. The next way that we fight the battle is through perseverance. Moses climbed that nearby hill with his friends Aaron and Hur. Now we know, with a name like Hur, that his daddy was not American. Can y'all imagine? Aaron, go get Hur and come on. In America, we'd be like, Hur, what kind of name is that? You know, she's such a girl. But so we know he wasn't American. So Moses climbed the nearby hill with friends Aaron and Hur. And as long as Moses held up that staff in his hand, the Israelites had the advantage over the battle. But when he did not hold up the staff, the Amalekites took advantage. Are you willing to persevere? Are you willing to persevere when you're tired? Life isn't easy, and Christian life is definitely not easy. We already learned that the enemy is prowling around looking for someone to devour. And you as Christians, you are his target. You have purpose, and God has purpose for every single one of us once we're saved, and He will try to destroy you. He can't have you. You are God's, you're locked, you're sealed, you're His. But He will do everything to destroy you and get you from going to what God has called you to do for your purpose. And that's when we must dig our feet in and be aware of the enemy's attacks. We learned that Moses' arms were so tired he couldn't hold them up anymore. Y'all, the battle started early in the morning, and it didn't finish at sunset. How can you imagine standing there the whole time, that many hours, holding your arm up? Can you imagine how tired he was? And every time he would drop that staff, because you know he had to be tired, he wanted to give up, just like sometimes we want to give up. And he dropped that staff, and every time the battle, they started winning the battle, the enemy started winning the battle, and he'd hold it back up. And they started winning, the Israelites started winning the battle when he held it up. We have to persevere when the odds are not in our favor. The definition of persevere is continue in the course of action, even when we face difficulty or in the face of difficulty, and with little or no prospect of success. Okay? So if it doesn't even look good, persevere through it. That's what the definition of persevere. When the odds are not looking our way, hold on to my hand, God. Hold on to Him. We were discussing in Sunday school this morning that my life verse for 2018 was Romans 8:28. And we know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to His purpose for them. That's my life verse for 2019 too. I know He's causing things to work together. It may look bad, but He's causing it all to work together for His purpose for me and for you. So going back to the definition of perseverance is even when the situation looks bad and you are tired, you dig your feet in and you keep pushing on. Like Moses, we are children of God and we will have success, and one day it will all be over. We'll be in heaven worshiping our Lord. And success, happiness, and joy, as we discussed in Sunday school, may not look like we expect it to look. I wanted God to heal my daddy. I chose not to. But God is still working things out for my good. You look at the Apostle Paul. Look at all that he went through. He was in prison. He was sick. He was shipwrecked. But he still believed in God. He still persevered through the enemy attack. The enemy attacked him and attacked him and attacked him. But look what God did with his life. Abby has a night routine. that she tried to get me to do with her, okay? And I don't know about y'all, they do it now, I guess, well, it's not the plane, I don't know what song they did that one to, but they did that baby shark routine for your abs, you know? Okay, 1 second, I can do that, and I'm done. But look, if I would have persevered, I might have some abs today. But I didn't, okay? I didn't persevere through. She got Sam to do it with her. I don't know, did you last? The plank one? He lasted through the plank. Crystal cannot, okay? Oh, Todd said he did. Okay. Did you laugh? Did you laugh? Abby laughed. Abby said no, he didn't. Also, we need to persevere when we feel alone. Moses probably felt like he was holding up the staff and that he was alone. He probably felt like the whole weight of the Lord was on his shoulders because he was holding it up. And every time he would drop that hand, they were losing the battle. If he would hold it up high, they were winning. In the battle against the enemy, you're never alone. Deuteronomy 31:8 says, do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord will personally go ahead of you. He will be with you. He will never fail you nor abandon you. When God says He will, He will. No matter the circumstance, you're never alone. I love those wills. I love to hear that. He will personally go ahead of you. He will be with you. He will never fail you or abandon you. So those nights that I would sit by myself and cry, God was with me. He was comforting me. Those nights that you're sitting by yourself, acknowledge Him. He's there. He's walking with you. He wants to be there. And the thing is, in Psalm it tells us that the Lord bends down and listens to us. So God is not far away. He's right here with us, bending down. So we're going to fight the battle with obedience, perseverance, and together. Let's fight this battle together, and I love this part. You know, we must be a friend to that struggling person. So Aaron and Hur found a stone for Moses to sit on. They saw Moses struggling, and they said, here, Moses, you sit down and you rest. You rest. Be willing to hold up someone else's arms. Aaron and Hur stood on each side of Moses. And what I like about that is, what did Moses say? He said, I'll go out and stand on the hill. And Aaron and Hur said, Moses, I know you're tired, but instead of you standing, we'll stand for you. Be that friend that is willing to stand, willing to hold the arms. It took Moses' arms to start dropping before Aaron and Hur even knew something was going on. They started dropping, and they're like, you know, how many times are we around our friends and we really don't know what was going on? Back when Abby was little, Todd had a lawnmower, and it had a, I don't know, it was a snapper, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but the steering wheel was like a little blanket thing. It was the best place for a child, right? So we were the protective parents that we are, so what do? We stick our child in there and cut grass. So she's sitting on the steering wheel, and it's going along. Well, he decides to cut the ditch, and that ditch was full of water. So what do y'all think happened to my child? She went to water. So here it is. They come to the door, and let me tell you about Abby. She was like 2 or 3, and she had this little shirt that she loved. She called it her heart shirt, okay? She loved that shirt. So here I am, I hear her knock at the door, and I'm like, and I see my child covered with mud, grass, drenched from head to toe. His little pigtails just like stringing, like she was just covered. And I'm like, ah, what happened? And Todd told me the story, and so I see this look on my baby's face. I just knew, Mama's going, she felt like she was drowning. That's why that look on her face, she was like devastated. My baby, and she says, I got my heart shirt dirty. She didn't care that she was under the water. She cared about that shirt. People don't know what you're going through. They see the outside, like I saw her outside, but I didn't know what was deep down in her heart. So let someone know what you're going through. Share it with somebody. Anyway. Okay, so be willing to hold someone's arms up. And the last thing, be united. Moses, Aaron, and Hur, when they stood up there, they had one goal. And they knew that the battle was not for each other, against each other. They knew the battle was not, it was against the enemy. And so they were prepared for that battle, and they were going to stand together. But they had to find a way to come together and look at that and hold up that staff to get the job done. And that's what God wants His children to do. He wants us to come together and be unified. We're not going to all agree. We're all different. Todd and I don't agree. Our children and I don't agree. We're not going to all agree. God's children are not going to all agree. But we have to love one another, respect one another. And even if we disagree, it's okay. See it for what it is. Don't let that enemy feed your mind like he felt my mind and filled my mind and told me that my God did not love me. At the beginning of 2019, let's make this promise to God. That with His help, we as a church, as a family of God, we're going to be obedient. We as a church, as a family of God, we're going to persevere. And we as a church, we're going to fight this battle together. Todd and I have been here 10 years coming up. Abby was 2. Seth was 6. And we've had many ups and downs. Many of you have held up our arms when we felt like we couldn't hold up our arms anymore. And we've held up some of your arms when you felt like you couldn't go on. And there is a battle that's raging around us. And the enemy is trying to destroy God's people. Ephesians 6:12 tells us that we're not fighting against flesh and blood. We're not fighting against each other, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in the dark world, and against evil spirits in the heavenly places. We're fighting the battle against the enemy. That battle is not against that husband. It's against that enemy that's trying to put a wedge between that husband and wife. That battle is not against that mom and dad and child. That battle is against the enemy that is trying to put a wedge between that mom, dad, and child. That battle is not against your brother or sister. It's that enemy that's trying to put that wedge there. That battle is not against the community of the church. It's against that enemy that's trying to break down God's people. So to fight this battle, let's do it together. Let's hold each other's hands, hold each other accountable, and let's be obedient in 2019. Let's persevere no matter what comes your way. The enemy tries to tell you lies. You dig those feet in and say, you know what? I'm standing with my God. He is right here with me, and I am not going to drop my staff. I'm going to hold it up. And also, let's do it together. Let's hold each other's hands. Let's love one another. If I don't hear you out long enough to do that, come say, Crystal, wrap your arms around me. You don't know what I'm dealing with, and I don't know what you're dealing with. Love one another. Love one another. Look to that person beside you. Say, I love you. Now look to the person on the other side and say, I love you. We have to remember that everybody's struggles are different. Everybody's struggles are different. So maybe your struggle will be obedient today. Maybe that's your struggle. I struggle sometimes with being obedient to God. Maybe He's called you to do something and saying, you know what, it's time to step out. And let me tell you something, when God calls you to do something, it is going to be unusual most of the time. It's going to be one of those things like you're like, oh Lord, I definitely can't do this. And you're right, you can't do this without Him. Maybe you're struggling with that being obedient. Or maybe you're struggling with persevering. You want to give up. You're tired. I understand that. I get that. I think Shannon was the only one to deliver that night. She was in the kitchen. And I walked in, and I just had one of the lowest moments, and I said, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. I'm hurting. I can't do it. I'm tired. I can't do it. One night, it was so hard. She didn't know what to say, but I know she started praying to me. And I And does the pain still there? Yes. Oh my God, live with me now. He carried me through. He's right there with me. Or you may be struggling with relationships. The enemy is trying to get that wedge in there. He's trying to tell you to give up on that relationship. Whoever it may be with. Hang in there. See who the battle is really against. It's against the enemy and not that person. Not that person. Maybe somebody we have to forgive for God to help you. To be that forgiving person. I understand it is hard to forgive sometimes. But maybe that's what you need to do to be able to move on, to be able to go forward, to be able to prepare for the battle of 2019. So I ask you all to stand. Let's pray, God. Lord, you know what each person here is. God, you know the hearts, Lord. God, you know if they're dealing with the problem of being obedient to you and your calling or not. God, you know if the problem is, dear Lord, that they're having a hard time persevering and pushing through. They're tired. They're weary. They want to drop their arms, Lord. God, I pray that you just give them strength. That you give the person that needs to be obedient the courage and the boldness. And God, I pray for that person that's struggling with relationships. God, I pray that today will be the day that they let forgiveness into their heart and that they realize that the battle is not against each other, it's against the enemy. Lord, just help us, God. We need your help, Lord. We can't do this life without you. We need you. We need you, Lord. I thank you for being with us and walking with us daily. I thank you for never leaving our side. God, so no matter what we face, as we prepare to go out and fight your battle, Lord, I pray, God, that you'll give us what we need, and that right now that you'll meet the needs of your people, God. Thank you, Lord, for everything. In your name I pray. Amen. I'm going to open up this altar. Just to come and pray. Let's start 2019 right. Let's start laying some things down. Putting it right here and letting it go. Or maybe, like I said, it's obedience. Maybe you want God just to give you the strength to be obedient. Whatever it may be, I want to open up this altar. Maybe it's salvation. Maybe you don't know the Lord is your personal Savior. And today is the day. God's standing right there with open arms, waiting for you to come to Him.
Caught up in your presence, I just want to sit here at your feet. Caught up in this holy moment of worry. I'm not here for blessings. Jesus, you don't owe me anything more than anything that you do. I just want I'm sorry when I'm just going through the motions. I'm sorry when I just sing another song. Take me back to where we started. I open up my heart to you. I'm sorry when I've come with my agenda. I'm sorry, I forgive by